Amanda,
I'm Ben.
we're AutoSave. Welcome to our
You're
channel.
watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 51. I am so excited to listen to the screams of souls trapped in meat suits.
The ambiance for what I imagine is going to be a fight is going to be top tier. It's going to be beautiful.
The ambiance being the scream.
shrieking.
Okay, all right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Okay. That worries me. That worries me. Oh, God.
Oh!
I don't like that. I didn't like Roy sinking to the bottom of a lake.
Oh.
I love the song.
I got emotional.
Oh,
the Legion.
Great.
Oh.
No sound effects.
Oh my god.
Like, will it have ramifications?
Are we sure they will do all of that? He's about to die.
Oh my god! What the fuck? It was eating his shoe!
I don't think that's gonna work! They're literally called the Immortal Legion.
Fuck no.
These are like zombies!
This is worse than zombies, Anna. Oh, what a shot! It's like zombies, but the souls are still trapped watching it happen.
Wow.
Yeah. Bury the chopper.
The fact that it's the remains are still there. That's how I feel all the time. Whether it's opening a jar.
Oh, Scar.
Destruct.
Oh no.
For a bad reason. For a bad reason. Oh my
no!
God.
You know, she cleaned off the blood on her sword. Oh! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit!
And we meet again!
God, I love the music in this show. Score is so good. Ugh.
Both of them are against so many enemies right now.
Oh, it's green.
At least they move kind of slow right now. So many. All civilians even. Those are the people that they will kill.
Oh no.
Walling ourselves in, too, though.
That's a badass move. Everyone's on board. We have each other's backs.
Yeah.
We don't have to hold back anymore. It's just such a difficult situation. What are you supposed to do?
Push them back in and close those doors back up.
Not just any ice cream truck. Oh my god, Buccaneer! A bear with a mohawk. Who's the bear?
Can we quickly change what the truck looks like?
Why are we here? I'm sure Al feels the same way. He'll recognize it, being Morse code.
He has a better chance of it. Come on!
Holy shit. Oh, fuck, it's Kimberly.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
I don't like that.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
I really didn't like that.
Oh no, Mei
Mei
Chang!
Chang?
I was about to say we're gonna check in with Lanfan Hohenheim.
Did you see your little kick up for Xiao Mei? Oh, nice move! Jesus, Mei Chang, the animation is going crazy!
Do not break the jar. Do not. Like a parasite. He's taking them all into a new form for himself.
Taking
with
all the
power
souls. Oh! Your favorite form. Congrats. Well, this fucking sucks. Stay in one spot and make everything okay.
Do they sense?
You see the smoke.
About that.
We are a collective.
He was already injured.
Thank God. What are you to do if you're Al?
Wow.
Are offensive. Oh my God, Sloth just doesn't give a fuck. Let it have done something.
Oh.
Around the pillar.
Yes! Yes! Her brother is here.
Oh. The lesser of the two, but he's just as big. Good. We don't need them. I love the score. What a brother. Not a bother.
What he said.
Oh, Al. While injured. Holy shit, Heinkel.
Wow. That's why you should be the one that uses it.
Al. What is this gonna look like? Al with the Philosopher's Stone? Like...
I'm sure they did not expect this.
Wow. Okay, that was Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 51. I was blown away at the fact that we got a new intro and outro, new OP and ED. I was not expecting it whatsoever, and it's so good, but parts of it make me so scared.
I got very sad, got very emotional, I should say, rather, during both of them. And I think it's because they kind of felt perfect visually, and maybe even by the song choice, to be the opening and ending that kind of wrap up the show.
Do you think that this opening and ending will be the ones that take us to the end of the show?
Yes.
I would probably have to agree with you just by the imagery and the tone and the sentiment behind it. There were a couple things though that like I don't want to go through and start, clicking
Picking
around
through
for
it, yeah.
too much, spoiler, potential for spoiler. I don't know. But I did see that like Roy was sinking at one point.
And we
I'm
have
like, what does
Ryza
that mean?
holding
I
Hayate,
know.
like, crying. Yeah, there were definitely some parts of it that made us, probably in that immediate time, question, is this a foreshadowing that something is going to happen to this character? We can't think
It
that
could
we're
obviously just be a misdirect too.
a
Like,
misdirect, sure, but we also can't think that we can come out of this fight without losing anyone. I mean, that would be obviously like greatest scenario ever. That would be ideal to come out of this without losing someone. But especially like if you think about Roy specifically as a character, he's a character because of what he's holding onto from Ishval and from what he did do there. He's going into this being like, we have to he's cleaning things up. He needs to be there not only for this part but for the aftermath too, for the rebuilding. And for a character like that, there possibly to be a foreshadowing or a misdirect that he might not actually be able to be there for the cleanup or the build up after all of this. That would be very surprising, I guess, because of
devastating.
what he wants to be for this country and what he wants to do.
Like what you were saying, we don't want any more deaths. And the idea that it would be unrealistically hopeful and optimistic to assume that no more would happen. But we're given that sense of faith and hope because of who this leadership is around, not just Ed and Al and their beliefs, but Roy Mustang. And unfortunately, narratively, that would make him have a little bit of a target on his back. Like if anybody was to suffer and not get what he wants so that other people are protected, it would be Roy Mustang.
It would be Roy, Alex, Ryza, all of the people who did and were a part of the atrocities of Ishval that feel like their time of justice toward themselves needs to come in the future once they've set everything as right as they possibly can. I did think we were gonna have a death in this episode. I thought that Heinkel was not gonna survive. I was like, is this the first death here? But honestly, with the fact that it wasn't a death here, that kind of lends to me being more hopeful there isn't gonna be any. Because if you started a death here, then I'm like, well, he's not gonna be the only death. If you're killing him here, outside of the like true central battle, then that means there's going to be more deaths by other characters within Central. But since he survived, I feel like that's like it's feeding the hope, even though it's kind of like coping.
Yeah.
That would mean that
for some reason, because he was so close to death, but we managed to at the moment survive.
Yeah.
That would set everybody else up for the best situation to happen. But
right.
I mean, I could not it's hard to imagine many situations that it could be looking worse. Like I get it, now we're going into a fight that Al is equipped, but even beforehand I was thinking that maybe it was going to be Sloth who showed up,
yeah, and to rescue,
to get Selim. Yeah, but the idea of it being Kimberly is more terrifying to me, and both of them together sound horrifying to deal with and very intimidating and scary. And I wonder what that's going to look like, because we are going to see Al in a circumstance and situation that we've never really been able to see him in. And I am not going to underestimate Al at all, especially in this circumstance. The idea that he made a promise to Ed that he wasn't going to let anyone else die, that's backing him up alongside Heinkel's don't do this, don't use these souls to save yourself or save your body. Use these souls that I have to save the world.
To save the world.
To recontextualize Let them fight too.
And that's what Al says as he grasps the Philosopher's Stone is like, fight with me. We'll fight together. So yes, I did theorize that Sloth was going to be the one to save Selim because of tunneling being like his thing, his job, his hobby. Everything else is a
I don't know about a hobby, but yeah.
He dabbles. But it makes a lot of sense that Father wouldn't want the only homunculus that is with him in Central to leave Central to go get Selim.
Especially when he has a mission for himself,
Yeah, it makes sense that he would use Sloth, his only homunculus here, to kind of go after the immediate close in proximity threat, which is Olivier.
Mhm.
But Kimberly and Selim versus Al, I feel like it's kind of time and right now in the
so
discussion
excited.
to talk about what the current matchups are. And I feel like obviously we'll just start with Al versus Selim and Kimberly. The fact that he's versed both of them is crazy to me, but he does have the Philosopher's Stone power to back him up. But what do
See,
they have to back
it's
them up?
not just like it's Selim and Kimberly either. It's Selim and Kimberly when Selim has
Has eaten
consumed
gluttony.
gluttony. Like
Right.
and again, I don't want to. It's hard because I don't want to undersell or count out Al, especially in this situation, because I'm not going to underestimate him. But I also am not going to underestimate these two characters who are extremely powerful. But what that leaves me with is just holy shit, I'm excited to see it. Like
Right.
I am so excited to see Al fight.
What we have here with this fight, which is different than the others, is we have both sides that are opposing each other utilizing Philosopher's Stones and the souls of others. But one is utilizing it to fight together with them to save the world, and the other two are utilizing them without even considering them people and just as a power source to manipulate and to utilize for destruction. So I think that that's a really cool matchup here with Al versus Kimblum and Selim.
Kimblum.
Kimblum, that's their couple name. So yeah, I feel like Al, because of how he's approaching utilizing it versus two characters that are utilizing them in awful, disgusting ways, I feel like that definitely bodes well for Al, because if you think about the souls, there even being anything left of the people in there, obviously we get little lines like Papa, Mama, help me, it hurts, that definitely make Ed and Al and other characters feel like there's something still there, like they are in pain, the souls are in pain. Well, how will the souls feel and or possibly even the benefits that could come from? How could they even also help? Would it be more powerful because the souls and you utilizing the souls are in a balance, are in a harmony together? Is there a benefit power-wise there? If there is connection and care from Al to the souls that are in the Philosopher's Stone.
Like the idea of let's use the Immortal Legion as an example of souls
It's a
being
great
used
example.
in that way, like, and potentially be abusing them, disrespecting them, causing them pain, like ignoring them completely versus listening to them. What do you want? Let's do this together. That's
Right.
synchronization almost.
So I think the different approaches, it definitely, I feel pretty hopeful about Al's,
We also
handling the
have
situation.
Marco and Yoki somewhat on the table.
And Marco wants to get involved.
But
he wants to go to Al.
They don't want to be weights, which is totally understandable. They don't want to be prisoners. They don't want to add another layer to the
Which is
idea
like-
of Al fighting.
Yoki's presenting this, which is a very realistic concern. Like, we could just cause more burden for
Yeah, it's
Al and more
completely
burden.
selfless. There's no selfish feeling in there from Yoki.
It's funny that it's coming from a character who's also, like, in the back of his mind, the subtext to what he's saying is, I don't want to get involved.
I don't think so.
But obviously this is very hard for Marco to stomach. We have him, like, gritting his teeth in response to this.
I know this isn't like because we can easily go to the other fights than I want to, but since we're with the whole Marco Yoki thing, in another life, in another world, the two characters that we see to open this intro to awaken the Immortal Legion are Dr. Marco and Yoki for me. Like Dr. Marco is the doctor who inevitably gets this awesome shot that we get to see while he gets fucking killed by the Immortal Legion.
That he would have been this guy.
Yeah, and then Yoki's the fucking overconfident general who, when the fucking Immortal Legion are like, Papa, it's
He's
full
like, yes,
confidence
I am
that,
your
like,
father.
you get it, dude. Exactly. Listen to me. There's no little space in his head that's like, okay, maybe I should worry a little bit. No, because of the situation that you're in, you're fully delusional enough to be able to have confidence in the situation in front of you.
I don't know why you would have had full confidence, other than, I guess, because the delusion factor, that this concept that's never been done before of this Immortal Legion that hasn't truly been tested is gonna follow all of your orders. Like,
I mean, think about the establishment that is around you and has been built around. You're also, like, so far spiraled that you're in a place that, like, it just make sense to you.
It probably feels like there's such a heavy foundation that you would trust so much of what's being told of you to do and think, because you would feel like there was such a foundation to it. I mean, there's an underground. There's so much going on that's been going on for centuries. You would probably trust in things.
Yeah, but to go with, your idea of what other fights are happening, my mind next goes to Ed and the Chimeras and Scar versus the Immortal Legion.
Yeah.
At the moment, like, we're trying to get past them. We've walled them off behind us, which is awesome, so that everybody can let loose. I love the affirmation of, sorry guys, I walled us off. No, don't worry about it. If you didn't, I would have broken the walls down to create crumble to block us in too. And the idea that we're facing just the Immortal Legion at the moment.
So we don't have to be worried about the outside world.
I'm a little bit confident in us in this situation, but it also feels like it's only something we're going to be fighting and trying to overcome how to fight them until we get to a certain point. And I don't know what that point is. Father, envy, I'm not sure.
I like the through line though between what you just said for Ed's fight with the Legion and then Al and Selim. There's a through line there of not wanting to be a Sure, that is, you're so right. I was gonna go with the through line of other people possibly being a burden to you within a battle. Like, if you're thinking about this Legion, now you don't have to worry about the outside. Now you don't have to worry about the Legion getting out and what could happen to the civilians, to just normal people living their lives if these, zombie-esque, cannibalistic Immortal Legion come after them.
Yeah.
Now you can actually just fight fully, use your full powers. The Chimeras can use their Chimera forms. Here we go. And that's the same thing with Yoki and Marco not going to kind of be around Al. And if Heinkel hadn't been there and injured, what would that have done to Al? Obviously now, with all the context, Al would not have powered up with the Philosopher's Stone, and we should be grateful that Heinkel was there, even if for a moment initially he seemingly was a burden to Al kind of getting away or the survivability, but he ended up being the hero of the situation.
Do you think that there's any opportunity for a similar situation or a parallel to happen between Al needing to utilize a Philosopher's Stone for the benefit of the world and to save the world, and Ed being around all of the Immortal Legion that could be made back into a Philosopher's Stone or could be utilized in another way?
Why you're asking a great question, other than the fact that it's a great question, we already saw a character deal with the Immortal Legion, and that was Envy. And what Envy did was basically take them all within himself and utilize the power for himself.
We saw Scar try to kill them, but that didn't work in that way. And the only other way that we got to see a solution or resolution to dealing with the Immortal Legion
we
is
might not be able to destroy them or destruct them like Scar would be doing, but can we remold them into something else?
Yeah.
That's a possible question alchemy wise that I would pose, because we literally see Envy kind of mold them into his own body by being taken in, kind of then a parasitic growth grows on the back, and then he ends up attacking the rest and spreading the virus that is Envy.
Yeah.
And getting back his great big green form.
Next fight to go to, because I'm obviously intentionally ignoring one because I don't want to talk about it. Next fight is Olivier and Alex versus Sloth.
Okay.
Dude, Sloth showing up and absolutely crushing that man.
And the sound of when he lifted, the sound of the crushing wasn't as bad as the sound of when he started lifting his hand back up.
Yeah, it was so
I was
good.
Ooh, you're showing me with that, you're not showing me the actual body, but you don't even need to. I can almost imagine what it actually looks like, the state of the body, from the sound effects and the blood and
of
the
it being
lifting
pulled
of the
away.
hand.
Yeah, it's brilliant because you don't have to show it at that point. You have such it shows up vividly in my imagination, and I love it because Olivier, all of that shit always happens around Olivier. Olivier is the fucking coolest character, and I get it. She couldn't take down Sloth alone yet at this point, but her handling the situation like she did here was so fucking cool. And she showed up when we have this dude who inevitably gets squashed, as a hostage. It seems like the blade is completely clean when we start this episode, even though we had previously stabbed him in the hand. And I just imagine Olivier just wiping off the blood before being able to use it for his neck again.
Yeah. So we have Alex showing up to help her, and he's kind of this is the perfect battle for me.
Cannon class fire.
Yeah, because if the cannons and the firepower and the guns aren't going to work against him, Alex is literally the perfect opponent here. So I'm excited to see how this battle plays out. But if anyone else shows up to kind of try to intervene, that's a stupid decision because Sloth is literally just gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Sloth is gonna kill anyone who seemingly interferes with his one mission. They're gonna be a bother to him. You're just a fly that's getting in the way of his one mission, which is the female general. Get rid of her.
Yeah. I can imagine that the fight's going to be amazing. But every time that I see Alex on screen, I was so used to referring to him as Armstrong because I never thought that we'd get a world that we had more than one Armstrong in this show. So it always like takes me a second, but I have a pretty decent amount of confidence in the Armstrong family in terms of this battle. How do you feel about going into it?
I feel pretty confident in them. I love that we keep the sparkles by Alex's like face all the time. It just so fits his personality to just be like sparkling. And
Catherine shows up at the piano.
The confidence that he has here. I feel good with these two. I feel like honestly, isn't that what you'd want in a battle? Two people who have a very different fight style, so that we can be hitting an opponent with like a ranged attack and close-up attacks. I think that this is a great pair up as long as Olivier will give maybe a little bit of respect to Alex, at least by the end of it. If Alex is able to win against Sloth, will he get his sister's respect? We'll find out after the commercial breaks next week, maybe.
We obviously still have like Bradley somewhere on the table. We don't know where after the train incident. Same kind of thing with Greeling at the moment.
Oh,
like
same
that's
thing with Greeling,
another character that it can so easily like interrupt a fight, interrupt a conversation, or just show up and meet each other, because we also don't know if Lanfan is on Greeling's trail or where Hohenheim is. Is Hohenheim going to see Father before he sees Bradley somehow? Like it can go in so many different directions.
I feel like at least my current thought is that Hohenheim or Lanfan are going to come back in regard to the next matchup that you were trying to not talk about, which is Mei Chang versus Envy.
It breaks my heart.
Because we're in the tunnel system under the city, under Central, and we have Lanfan still within kind of the air ducts of the tunnel system, reacting to the Immortal Legion screeching, and Hohenheim's even still down there reacting to them screeching. I feel like because both of them, the last we saw, were both down there, and then hearing that a bunch of shit was about to happen, I think that if they're gonna maybe turn to go towards someone to help them, I don't think they're gonna be turning to go toward Ed, because Ed's kind of walled off. He already has multiple people to fight with him. I feel like Envy and Mei Chang might be the perfect choice for either Lanfan or Hohenheim. I think it'd be fun if it was Lanfan because of how much Lanfan and Mei Chang kind of hated each other, and then they had to live together under the same roof for a little bit.
I could so easily see
like,
it being Hohenheim though too.
But I could so easily see it being Hohenheim.
But you're right. The idea of them like having that like conflict between them would be so fucking funny.
Right. So I honestly, if either of them jump in to help Mei Chang, if Mei Chang even needs it, come on, like,
dude, the animation
awesome.
This episode for me peaked when Mei Chang was fighting, and like there was this little moment that I wanted to bring up. It was when they were running. Mei Chang like kicks Xiao Mei up onto her shoulders real quick. Like, look at that. That's so adorable. It's amazing, and it breaks my heart though. Like it's a terrifying scene to see Envy do what he does and take the fucking Immortal Legion like he does. And
it's terrifying, but it's also like, well, thank goodness, because now there's not a bunch of things in this tunnel in a very small space that
would
will
you rather a bunch of Immortal Legion with an Envy on your head in a jar, or an Envy that's as powerful as we see him?
I think I'd rather an Envy.
That's crazy.
Because maybe that's my lack of fighting instinct. I feel like if it's an Envy, he can talk to you and listen to you, and we've been able to converse with him in ways before and work with him, even though it was like it fit his kind of narrative and what he wanted to do before. So maybe there's a way of survival if it's just Envy, but to fight against, I guess I would prefer it be him in a jar and just the Legion, probably.
I don't know though. I like your idea of Lanfan helping in this fight if, like you said, Mei Chang even needs it, because she's extremely capable. But it's just So that it keeps feeling like there are so many iterations that like we're on even footing, or we're just getting to even footing, but I'm so scared of losing that footing and just being in a situation where everybody's backs are against the wall.
Because if we lose the footing, then the ideal of no one dying becomes less accessible to us.
We also
as
have
we're viewing
Izumi
this.
like around, and that idea
Yeah.
of her showing up would be great.
She is with like Briggs's soldiers, and it seems like they're kind of having to brunt and fight the
Buccaneers
actual just
here.
like forces that Central has to offer.
And
I think they're gonna wipe the floor with them.
Izumi being one of like the pawns, one of the pieces, leads me to believe that she would be fighting more than just the forces, and I don't know who she would be paired up with or see down here either.
Right. I love all the possibilities. I like that you brought up, well, what are the couple characters we didn't see at all, and we haven't maybe even seen what they're up to even last episode. Like, where is Greeling and where is Bradley? Hohenheim and Lanfan are less of a question mark. Izumi's less of a question mark. All of them are still question marks because we didn't see them in this episode in particular.
Yeah.
But we've at least seen their movements in the last, like, hour or 30 minutes, so that helps us like theorize what they're up to. But like Bradley, Greeling, where are they? What are they doing? How are they going to get involved? What would feel the best in terms of their involvement? Like when to enter them into the story, who to have them interact with, because of the fact that we have people in different places. Where would be the best place to enter in Bradley or the best place to enter in Greeling?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, question for you.
Okay.
We get, the reconfirmation that everybody, regardless of the side, knows that Mustang is fleeing in an ice cream truck.
Yep.
What do?
That was something I was going to ask you. We have him look at the ice cream truck and be like, they know I'm in an ice cream truck.
You've seen Ed change a car.
We have seen, yes, so that is what Roy might do, and it's just going to be a bunch of flames.
Or just light it on fire. I don't know.
Or just light it on fire and go in there with just a truck on fire. That's inconspicuous. No one will be.
Nobody's going to expect ice cream to be on fire.
Truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is going to have to be some sort of change, or use the ice cream truck as a decoy, like empty out the ammunition and everything and send certain people on a mission of being a decoy and have it lead some of Central's forces out of Central, like make them think they're chasing Roy to some other part of town or outside of Central in general, and then enter in through a different means, or just have a rewrap on the ice cream truck and have it be some other sort of food truck.
I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. But that's a good question of like, what is Roy gonna do with the ice cream truck?
I have two more things. One is just we already talked about it, but Heinkel surviving and being alive was seemingly mainly because he was a chimera, and chimeras are resilient and have that strength. And then my last thing being, you know how the Immortal Legion are bleeding this episode and they're bleeding like green? I wonder if, like, I don't know how this works in other series, but I was decently knowledgeable about Dragon Ball in terms of like censorship and when they chose and not chose to show blood and what it means. And I know that blood in terms of color is sometimes changed to not necessarily be as gruesome, not be red, be a different color. If they intentionally made this green, I hate them more for what they're doing to me. It is creepier, it is more fucked up, and I hate seeing green goo blood all over their body. I would be more at ease if it was red.
I definitely am thinking it's not like a censorship of blood and that internally it is green, because I think if they were being pumped with who knows what.
Yeah, exactly.
They were hooked to all of these kind of wires and tubes. Who knows what was being pumped into these mannequin-like bodies. So I definitely think that it's an actual green liquid, which is fun.
I hate it.
I hate zombies and zombie movies, and obviously these aren't zombies, but they definitely have zombie-esque qualities. And what I would like to say about the Immortal Legion is I feel like they might be a factor. Obviously, I think Ed is going to handle the whole situation with them, and obviously Envy handled the ones that went a different direction in the tunnel system. But this was definitely not planned for, how the Immortal Legion actually acts. It was planned for them to be able to follow in order. It's not like they wanted the Immortal Legion to go out and kill everyone, even the civilians. They wanted them to follow an order to kill a specific people, specific enemies. If the Immortal Legion had gotten loose here and just killed every single person, who would there have been left for Father to utilize soul-wise, you know, in this transmutation circle? So, yes, I guess Father probably benefits from Ed kind of closing up.
It depends how, though, right? Like, that's what we were talking. Like, it depends on, like, what the approach is going to be and how we're going to be able to deal with the soul like that.
Mm-hmm. My last thing is that a line that I liked, and I'm going to just paraphrase it. I really liked when Heinkel was appreciating and noticing, like, how can you brothers try to help everyone else even when you yourselves are falling apart? And I think that that's just such a great line to sum up who the brothers are and how they've lived, especially up until now, not wanting to use the Philosopher's Stone, not wanting to hurt anyone else or anyone else to die, and going through fire and seeing hell, as we've even talked about for the beginning of the show. The adult characters were recognizing that these kids have seen hell, and that they are still, despite falling apart themselves or despite being injured themselves, trying their best to help others. And that just, I really liked that line.
I like it too. All right, you good?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. We hope to see you next time.